Hi there beautiful people, welcome back to another video and welcome to my channel if you're new. Hi, my name is Femke and for today's video I will be doing my new 2026 hand and nail care routine, especially for short nails, and I will be doing my monthly, I'd say, gel polish overlay. So I use a gel polish base as well as a gel polish top coat, just a thin layer to protect my nails from staining because I do a lot of swatching, a lot of videos, a lot of stuff with nail polishes, and I just don't want my nails to get stained anymore. But what I am going to use are a couple of files. I'm going to use everything by Pink Gellac, like the prep, the rubber base, as well as the shine top coat. There is a non-wipe top coat as well, but I ran out of it, so I won't be using that. But I am going to use some 96% rubbing alcohol as well to get rid of any dust and oils off of the nail, as well as the sticky layer at the end of the manicure. So what you want to do first is get rid of any old gel polish that is still on the nails. Of course, if you haven't done a gel polish overlay yet, you can skip this part. You can just use your fine buffer block and just rough up the nails just slightly. That is more than enough, especially using the rubber base that I am using by Pink Gellac, as well as dehydrating the nail with the prep, as well as with some rubbing alcohol. You don't have to damage your nails all that much for your gel polish to stay put, or at least for my nails, I have to say. But since I think it's been like 4, maybe even 5 weeks that I did my gel polish overlay, it was a high time to do so. As you can see, I'm still leaving a little bit of that old gel polish on there because I just don't want to mess up my entire natural nail plate by filing way too much, just over filing onto the natural nail plate too much. It does look kind of rough and kind of scratchy, but that is not a big deal. You will see in the end, the nails are actually quite decent. I only had a couple of damages on my right hand, mostly on the pointer finger, because I've just been too rough with my nails, to be honest. And I mentioned in previous videos, like the cold winter weather, as well as cleaning a lot around the house without gloves on, really messed up my nails, made them more brittle, and I just had a lot of breakage, a lot of tearing, like right in the smile line or even in the nail bed itself. So that is why my nails are so short. You're not used to seeing with nails this short here on my channel, but yeah, you know, life happens. And I would rather just cut them all short and start fresh all over again. Just start new with new growth, like healthy nails, than to just keep on patching up tears and maybe even get some bloody messes, especially when the tearing is in the nail bed. So yeah, that's that. But you've seen me do the nail prep already. I'm just going in with the prep booster. As I mentioned, if you have filed, you want to make sure to get rid of all of the dust and the oils and so on with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. And the prep booster is actually really nice. I think this is their newest one. You just want to let it air dry. It's pretty much mostly rubbing alcohol in here as well, but it just really dehydrates the nail nicely, and it just gives a really nice clean surface for your base coat to go on top of. So I'm going to use the rubber base today, and I have to mention I haven't used this one in a long time. I think this is only the second time I am going to use it, and that is just because I used to use a different base coat from a different brand that I used to work with. If you know, you know, but I don't work with them anymore. They just abruptly stopped working with me for no reason, even though I did so much for that brand and I really like the brand. But I was asking questions about their ingredients and they didn't like it. So yeah, they pretty much just roughly dropped me. So I'm just not using that brand anymore at all, ever again. So yeah, if you know, you know what brand I'm talking about. But Pink Gellac is actually a Dutch brand. I've worked with them for years and years. They have great customer service. They have a great collection of polishes. They come out with the most stunning collections. They are not super cheap and affordable, but I think they are pretty doable, especially if you go for the mini polishes that I've just recently seen as well. You don't need a lot of gel polish for a good manicure, and I never run out of my colored full-size bottles. So if you wanna like save a little money but still have a really nice manicure, go for the mini bottles. But you know, I have so many Pink Gellac colors, I will never run out of them, to be honest. So yeah, I'm just going to use the rubber base. And that rubber base is a little bit more sticky, a little bit more thick. I don't mind that. You want to cure each layer for 60 seconds in LED, by the way. I'm just using the small Pink Gellac LED light as well. I've loved that one for ages. Like, I don't even know when I started working with them. I think it was before I even did YouTube videos, and I still did like full-on beauty blog reviews and stuff. So yeah, it's been a hot minute. I think it's been like over 10 years, I think it really has been that long. So yeah, I actually really like the brand, and even though they have sent out a lot of the products to me, I genuinely really like the brand, and they stay put on my nails pretty long as well. So yeah, you just want to go in with your base. Then I'm going in with the shine top coat, as you have already seen me do. I'm just rambling a lot in this video, but you guys seem to like that. And I'm not speeding up anything, like any footage in this video. This is just the way I do it and how fast it goes. I've only cut out the curing time because I don't want to like have you look at an LED light for a full minute. That's just quite boring. But after you have cured your top coat, you just want to remove the sticky layer. But if you are using a non-wipe top coat, you don't have to do so. I always just run over the nail with a little bit of rubbing alcohol anyway, just to make sure there's not like any uncured gel polish left or dust or anything like that. So yeah, that is pretty much what I do. And off camera I have prepped my other nails because I didn't want like my camera setup and everything to be like become super dusty, because dust flies everywhere when you do your nails with like filing, prepping, all that stuff. So make sure to wear like a mask as well to prevent any dust from coming into your lungs. You don't want that either. But yeah, I have prepped the nails already. I'm just going in with the prep itself, like the booster prep or prep booster. I'm not quite sure how it's called actually, but that just dries super fast. You don't have to cure it. And then of course I'm going in with the rubber base again. I have to say it's a little bit more work compared to the like regular base coat, like the soak-off base, because it's a little bit more thick, but I don't mind it. It is not that thick that it makes your nails look really thick and glunky, you know. It's just nice and thin, especially working on natural nails. I feel like for me personally, I really like to keep my nails looking natural and not really thick and gunky. So yeah, I was actually quite surprised that this rubber base didn't make them look like super thick and just acrylic like, if you know what I mean. I just prefer my nails to still look natural, especially doing nail art videos here and swatches, because not everyone does gel polishes. And I only use them pretty much for like my gel polish overlay to protect my nails from staining, to give them a little extra strength, and so on and so on. So yeah, if you are like me and you want to try this out, I'd say definitely go for a good brand. Make sure that your gel polishes match your curing lamp and LED light as well, because sometimes you can use different brand lights, but you have to make sure it is the same amount of watts, and stuff like that. You know, it's just easiest to stick to one brand when it comes to the light or the lamp and the polishes itself. That's just a little quick tip, because I do know that a lot of people tend to switch it up, but if it's not strong enough of a LED light, it might not cure your polish enough. So yeah, that's just a little side note I wanted to add here. I really have to clean my light, to be honest. There's like a lot of stuff going on in there and on there. I think I've like bunked my nails into there and onto it a couple of times while the polish was still wet. I really have to clean it up. But after you have cured your base for 60 seconds in LED, I think you have to go like 2 minutes in UV, but I don't have any UV lights to cure my gel polishes, which is actually better to use LED, because you don't want to have like any skin damage or anything like that. But yeah, you want to cure it for the right amount of time depending on the light you use. You want to go in after that with your top coat. I'm just using the shine, so it still has a tacky layer afterwards, which I don't mind. It's just like an extra minute of cleanup for all 5 nails. I've been doing this for such a long time that I work quite fast, and that is also why I felt like I really need to do a video on this with my shorter nails, just to show you what it's like. I do have to mention that cutting my nails short, like abruptly like this, it always makes it a little bit difficult or more challenging to do my nails again, because I'm used to like the longer length. So polishing and painting my nails feels a little different and a little off when they are like cut short abruptly like this. So yeah, sometimes it just takes a little longer, but when they will grow again, I will work faster again. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to mention as well. If you have had long nails for such a long time and you cut them short, it always feels a little different, a little off, a little weird. That's just the way it is. Personally, I don't mind it. You just have to keep in mind when painting your nails or applying gel polishes or nail polishes that you don't need a lot of product anymore. And that is something that I sometimes forget, and then I'm just flooding the nail and the cuticle area and it's just a hot mess. So you just really want to take it slow when you've just done this, and also when you're just starting out using gel polishes, just work slow. You have all the time in the world because it doesn't air dry. It isn't until you put it in the LED or UV light that it will be stuck onto the nail, if you know what I mean. So just make sure there's nothing onto the skin, nothing onto the cuticle and so on. I actually had a little bit of like hangnails and some little like wounds actually on my fingers. I had done groceries before recording this video, and for some reason I always end up with like random cuts on my fingers and my hands. I don't know what it is. Like, am I just doing groceries like a wild animal or something? I don't know. I always have like cuts on my hands, my fingers, everything. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, you just want to make sure you remove hangnails. Of course, if it is an open hangnail like wound, don't do so. Just make sure you are disinfecting it well. Make sure it has dried, and then you can cut the hangnail off. Like mine, it was like from the day before already, so it wasn't open, so it was easy for me to just cut it off. I didn't cut it off completely because it actually still quite hurt. So just do whatever feels right, you know, but make sure if you have a little like open wound or open hangnail to just wait a little bit before cutting anything, because you don't want to infect the open little wound. After that, I've actually washed my hands, and I'm going in with a hand cream because I really need it, to be honest. My hands and my skin, it's all so dry because, as I mentioned, I've been cleaning a lot around the house without any gloves on, like quickly doing this and quickly doing that and then forgetting to put gloves on. And also the winter weather hasn't helped me, so I'm just going in with a nice quick absorbing hand cream. Because as a mom of 2 little boys, I don't have time to sit around and wait for my hand cream to be like fully absorbed. And after that, I'm going in with one of my cuticle oils. This one is by Pink Gellac as well. The hand cream was actually from Aldi. Like that's a supermarket here in Europe. I think they have it in the States as well. It's really affordable, like $1.69 or something. For a big tube, to be honest. But yeah, just rub in your cuticle oil and then you're pretty much done. You can apply nail polishes or leave it as it is. But thank you so much for watching. I love you so much and I hope to see you next time.